Hey, it's Dr. Charles, a.k.a. CoachMD. In my over 30 years of medical practice, I've made it my goal to help you create a great life by achieving a strong mind, a healthy body, and an unshakable spirit. What I want to talk to you today about is the near-death experience. Now, some of you don't know about this, some of you know a lot about it, but what I'd like to do is share with you just one instance of this experience. And many of you who don't know about it may say and may think that when people have a near-death experience, it's all about their brain dying and it's drumming up all sorts of electrical activity. Well, that's not so the case. Actually, the University of Virginia, which is no schlocky fly-by-night university, has actually studied this for over 50 years. They have a department called the Department of Perceptual Studies, abbreviated DOPS, D-O-P-S. And this department has studied these events, and they've concluded that there's no explanation that they have that we can, that medical science can explain. And it's not about the dying brain. And when, a lot of people say, well, they're afraid to die because nobody's gone there and come back. Well, guess what? Tens of thousands of people have. This story is just one of tens of thousands of people who have had this experience. I share this with you because for me, this confirms my belief of an afterlife, and it's very profound. And I'd like for you to let me know what you think about it, and if you've had any experiences or know of anybody who has. So let's take a look at this short video of one of these cases.
It gives you the chills.
A patient on the brink of death.
He had no heart rate. He had no blood pressure. He had no pulse. I mean, think about that.
Like something scripted in Hollywood, says intensive care unit nurse Emily Bishop.
He was down for close to 45 minutes.
During which time, he claims he traveled beyond this world and back.
Oh, he was telling me that he loved me and that he'd seen the light and that he had seen my mom and my dad. And I lost it at that point in time because I just lost my mom.
The week after burying his mother-in-law, Brian Miller returned to work, delivering metal here in Streetsboro.
I was feeling fine. And then when I undid the tarp and pulled the tarp off, I started getting the tightness.
Probably the cold air or asthma, he thought, until the intense pain started.
I'm a truck driver, and I think I'm having a heart attack.
Brian was having a massive heart attack. His main artery entirely blocked, known as the Widowmaker.
He was an...
Getting chills just hearing that, right? The Widowmaker. Well, let me just explain real quickly what that is. The heart has 3 large blood vessels that supply it, and 2 of those large blood vessels come out from a main artery called the left main artery. That left main artery is short, but then it branches into 2. So if you have a blockage of one of those 2 arteries, usually you survive, or you may not, but it usually could be a major heart attack. But if you have a blockage in that left main artery, that's the Widowmaker, because it's death if you block that, because 2 of the main arteries of the heart can't survive with that. So that makes this even more so profound, that is Widowmaker, block that main artery, 2 major arteries of the heart are blocked, the heart can't survive. Let's hear the rest.
Obvious distress when we found him.
Streetsboro firefighters and paramedics put the hospital on alert.
Got to get real aggressive with our protocols and got to the hospital as soon as we could.
Can be life or death.
Dr. William Wolf rushed Brian into surgery here at University Hospital's Ahuja Medical Center.
We want to open up the vessel as soon as possible.
Here's the blockage being cleared and blood flow restored.
Man, the pain just started slowly going down.
They told him that he did good by getting here as soon as he did, coming quick.
Not only did Brian survive the heart attack and emergency surgery, he was already up and talking. He was doing fine until he suddenly wasn't.
I saw it come across the screen. I ran in there.
Brian was experiencing a fatal arrhythmia called VFib, ventricular fibrillation.
Basically, his heart rate goes like this, and it's just this like scribble. and his heart is just kind of like quivering in there. It's not able to pump, it's not doing anything.
Emily called Code Blue.
CPR, CPR, CPR. Strong, hard, fast CPR.
A half a dozen nurses and doctors also responded.
Pushing a whole bunch of medications to basically restart his heart.
But at just 41, the husband and father of 3 was slipping away.
The only thing I remember is I started seeing a light and started walking towards the light.
While the ICU team tried to revive Brian, he claims he was walking along a heavenly path lined with flowers, then stopped by a familiar face.
She was the most beautiful thing when I seen her. It was like the first day I met her, and looked so happy.
His mother-in-law, Kay, who had just passed away.
She grabbed a hold of my arm and she told me, it's not your time. You don't need to be here. We need to take you back. You got things to go home and do.
Well, I don't know if this makes you emotional, but it makes me emotional. And this is a story that has been told by tens of thousands of people. Tens of thousands of people. This is not about somebody's brain just dying and conjuring up thoughts. We can't explain this, and the University of Virginia has studied that and has confirmed that we don't have an explanation after 50 years of research. So let's listen some more. I'll try to hold in my tears.
And after what felt like 15 minutes,
her husband Jack was back here waving at me, giving me a smile, and she just telling me to go home. It walked me back.
But at the hospital, time was running out, or so everyone thought.
We shocked him 4 times. And on the 4th time, it still didn't work. And then out of nowhere, he got his pulse back.
A normal heartbeat after nearly 45 minutes.
It's pretty awesome to see.
Even more incredible was Brian's condition.
So if you think about that, his brain had no oxygen for 45 minutes. So the fact that he is up, walking, talking, laughing, everything, I mean, that's amazing.
As is Brian's memory of the white light.
And I just totally broke down. And I went and sat down because I totally lost it when he told me that.
But Brian says there's no reason to feel sad. The experience has changed his entire outlook on life and death.
There is an afterlife, and people need to believe in it big time.
He says he's eternally grateful to the medical staff and his mother-in-law for this second chance.
I need to be here a lot more longer. I got 3 wonderful daughters and a wife.
And in the end, he says, that's all that really matters.
Love, very much love.
In Beechwood, Suzanne Stratford, Fox 8 News.
It just gets...
So what do you think about that? To me, it's not only very moving and very touching, but it's, to me, very profound, this experience. And the cynics out there, the naysayers, I'd urge you to read the research from the University of Virginia. Don't take my word for it. Go to a major American university and look at their research. See for yourself. There's tens of thousands of these cases. And if this doesn't do anything to help you alleviate fear of death, fear of dying, I don't know what does it. It really, to me, grounds me and helps my faith. So I hope it helps yours too. I wanted to share that with you today. Until next time, I'm Dr. Charles, a.k.a. CoachMD, urging you to stay strong in mind, in body, and in soul, and know that that soul exists here today and everlasting. Bye for now.
Hey, Dr. Charles, CoachMD. Thanks for stopping by. Make sure to like and comment below. I'd love to hear from you. If you think you have a friend who might benefit from this video, share it with them. For access to exclusive content, support my Patreon. There you'll get private access to videos, meditations, health tips, even relationship and financial tips. You'll have a say in what I produce and be able to participate in a monthly call with me. Don't forget to follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. See you soon.